Other framing analyses, Mr. Leonardis?
I want to say I agree with Joe and Steve's, or the mayor and the vice mayor's earlier comments that I think the site is best suited as Class A office space. There was a couple of comments I want to pull from the audience this evening. One was, a gentleman said that he could easily sell 900,000 square feet of Class A office or rent or lease or whatever, 900,000 square foot of Class A office space in Los Gatos. And the North 40 study revealed that we do have a shortage of that. And our whole town, as Mr. Larson indicated earlier, has 2.6% of that space currently. And then there was Mr. Needham, who hit the nail right on the head, and he said, we have this opportunity here, we have this 21.6 acres, and why are we willing to give up 7 acres of that? And I look at that as, this is a chance we have to recruit not only our current Netflix, but if it doesn't quite work out where they do the expansion to the full 550, we can get another company like Netflix that we know would be good for the town, and we can establish a job base. And I'm really hesitant to give up 7 acres where we can, obviously we have a need, we have another opportunity, and give it up for housing, which will cause more traffic trips. If you think about the employees of Netflix, the CFO mentioned currently there's 900. If we have 2 other buildings about the current square footage they're occupying now in the 4 buildings, that would add potentially another 900 employees. Then you have, say, families of 4 times 168 units, another 700 people. But what I'm getting at is a whole city of the population of Montecito almost in that area. And I think at least with the office space, you're going to have people who go home at night for the most part. They won't be there during holidays. They won't be there necessarily during weekends. And I think that will be a great benefit to not only the town as far as continuing our tax bases, but reducing the traffic and giving the residents a break once in a while, because I think there will always be a buzz in that area if there's housing there. So last but not least, we talked a little bit about the heights of the buildings, and looking at the 40,000 square foot footprint, and currently the way Netflix is set up, their building isn't the layer cake or the Devo hat or whatever you want to equate it to be. It is, basically a stack, and as Mr. Mayor eloquently stated, it's a beautiful building. It's well done, and it's a proud site. I don't know why we can't replicate that, perhaps different color choices or whatever, but it will be largely shielded by trees, and I just don't know if at this time we should start out saying 5 stories. I think we can get away with 3 stories for the first 2 buildings, and then as time develops, we can see how this campus and how Netflix or whoever comes along develops, and it'll give us an opportunity to come out with a greater result down the road, as opposed to saying, well, we just want 5 towers all the same height and this much square footage that all look exactly alike. I think, with what Apple did, they had some time to obviously conceive their campus. They put a lot of the parking underground. They were able to put more green space in there. We're talking about quality of life issues, for the employees and how they want to have open spaces on their campus, hiding the cars, those kinds of things. We would have more time over time to potentially develop it that way, and it could turn into something that Netflix or whoever occupies it someday is very proud of, and hopefully that will be the case, and hopefully they will purchase it from the developer down the road, and they will stay here forever and ever. So those are my thoughts. I'm clearly in support of the Class A office space, and no other.